Hello everyone, welcome back to another tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how we can create this simple card or profile card using HTML and CSS. So let's go to our VS Code. We're going to create a new folder and we name our project HTML CSS profile card. Press enter. So inside this project I'm going to create a new file and I'm going to call it index.html, and then I'll create another file inside it and call it styles.css. And then we need an image, so I'm going to grab an image real quick and add it to that folder. So I'll open my directory. So I'll come here to HTML CSS profile card and I'm going to add a simple picture which is called profile picture. You can see it has reflected here in the VS Code. So now let's come back to our index.html. We shall create a HTML structure by pressing shift exclamation mark and then press enter, and then we shall give our document title user profile card, and then we are going to link our CSS right below the title, creating the link tag and then styles.css. So let's open this with live server. So we now have our browser preview right here. So let's minimize this. I hope it's visible. Now let's go to the body. We shall create a div and we give it a class of profile card. And inside this div, we are going to add our image by adding img, and our image is profile picture.jpg. Then let's give it an alt of profile picture. This is the text that appears when the picture doesn't show. So let's minimize this. So after our image, we are going to add an h1 and then give it the name, the code check. And then after this, let's create a paragraph and add some lorem in it. And then lastly, let's create an anchor tag and we call it view profile. So this is basically our HTML. So let me expand this. You see what we have, or you can see it via the browser. This is what we have. So now it's our time now to go to our CSS and now write some styles. So I'll go back to my VS Code, minimize this. I go to my styles.css. So let's style the body. Let's give it a font family, Arial sans serif. Let's give it a display of flex. Then let's justify content center, align items center, height. Let's give it a height of 100 vertical height, and then margin 0. Then let's give it a background color of F4. So going back, this is what we have. Now let's continue giving our styles. So the first is the div element is profile card. So I'm going to copy this class and go to styles and let's style our profile card. So let's give it a text align center, background color F, add a hatch here. So we're gonna give it a box shadow 0, 4 pixels, 8 pixels, 0, RGBA 0, 0, 0.2. Then let's give it a maximum width of 300 pixels, and then let's give it a padding 20 pixels, and then border radius 5 pixels. Now if you can't see clearly, let me show you. This is how our card is. So let's go back and style the image. As you can see, the image is kind of out. To style the image, we're gonna do profile card img. Let's give it a maximum width of 50% and border radius 50%, and then give it a maximum height also 50%. Then after that, let's style the h1. Profile card h1. Let's give it a font size of 24 pixels, margin 10 pixels, 0 pixels. And then lastly, let's style the paragraph. Not lastly. So for the paragraph, let's just give it a color. Let's give it a color of 777. And then let's style the profile card, the button, which is right here, view profile. Profile card A. Let's remove text decoration and put it to none. Let's give it a background color of light blue 3498 dB. And then the color, let's give it white, which is FFF. And then let's give it a padding 5 pixels, 10 pixels. And then let's give it a border radius of 5 pixels. And then margin 10 pixels 0. And then display, I'm gonna give it inline block. Then transition, let's give it background color 0.3 seconds. So guys, this is how our card looks. Now let's see it in the browser. You can see this is how the card looks. Now what we do is, let's maybe reduce the amount of text in here. It's too much. So we're going to go to HTML and just kind of remove some of this text. Still a lot. So there you go. So let's try to add a hover element on the profile card. Let's give it a background color 2980 B9. So when you come here, you can see there is a slight hover element. So basically, this is how to create a simple card using HTML and CSS, and it's fully responsive. Let's check it out on different devices. You can see on iPhone, iPhone X, Samsung, Surface, Galaxy, iPad. You see that? So basically, you just have 2 files. You have the CSS file that is going to have all your styles, and then we have the HTML file, which is just like 5 lines of code right here. Let me push this code to GitHub so that you have access to it. Git commit message, HTML, CSS, profile card. Do a git push. So I'll link the source code in the description below. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.